Start the record. All right, we're live, and yep, everything's fine. All right, first things first. Your impressions of Latvia, dude.
What do you mean?
Well, what do you think of Latvia? You've been here for 2 days at least. Is it your first time in Latvia?
It is my first time in Latvia.
So, tell me about it.
I had a really nice impression actually. I think it reminds me a lot Ghent. It's like a small place when you have everything that you want, and there is not too much tourism, and the weather today was really amazing.
Well, so it rained, right?
Yeah, but I am from Murcia, and there today it was 40 degrees, so it was horrible. So for me, the summer like this is amazing. Really nice.
So have you traveled a lot of cities in Europe?
Yeah, I have traveled a lot.
So what would you compare Riga to?
Riga, I can compare maybe with Oslo.
Really?
Yeah, maybe Oslo, maybe some city in Belgium. Actually, more like Belgium than Oslo.
And that is because?
That is because of the weather, mainly, and because that the streets and the houses are really, really nice. Like, really similar, really pretty similar. Like this Art Nouveau. Because today I made a tour where they were explaining to us the Art Nouveau style.
It's one street, right?
Yeah.
It's basically one street.
Mm-hmm.
So
it was nice. Today I made it like for 3 hours working around the city, and it was everywhere Art Nouveau, and it was really nice.
And what type of tourism excursion was it? You told me that it's a free tourism some tourism guide.
Mm-hmm. There is a guide. Actually,
where did you find it?
I found it by internet. I just Google it. It's almost in every.
Just free tour.
It is free, but actually it's nice if you get some tips, of course.
Yeah, I've heard of it that you actually are encouraged to give tips.
Yeah, they are waiting for the tips, but it's.
Did you tip?
I gave something because I like it. Otherwise, if I don't like it, you don't give anything. You don't have to. If they are doing a good job, you do some money. If they do the bad job, you just go away.
How many people were you in the group?
We were a lot, actually. We were in the beginning, we start 40 people. But in the end, we finished like 27, 30 people.
So perhaps half of them tip, right?
Yeah, I think if each one gives just €5, it's
decent.
It's decent. It's nice money. It's 100 something, 120, 150 for 3 hours.
Yeah.
It's nice.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah.
So what would you say, let's say, compared to your own Spain, what's the Riga situation when it comes to, I don't know, summer and, well, I would suppose the people in the city? Do you feel there's a big difference? Because a lot of Latvians go to Spain, right? So it's a little bit interesting when a Spanish dude comes to Latvia.
Yeah, it's totally different. Spain and Latvia, actually. I mean, people here, they are, let's say, not close, but because when you ask for them help. But I think, like we always say that in Spain, sometimes you make friends and it's really easy to talk with people, but it is just for a while. We say that always in the northern countries, when you make a friend, you make it for like all the time you need. We always say like this. I don't know if it is true or not, but I feel it like this too, sometimes.
A one-night stand friend.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like this.
Well, why not? What would you say compared to the rest of Southern Europe? So Portugal, France, or Italy? Who is the most accommodating country?
Accommodating country?
Yeah. Because it seems to me everybody is so patriotic. Always, oh yeah, we.
Yeah, I was just going to say Spain, but now that you say this.
Yeah, well, probably the better question would be everybody else. Who except Spain would be, in your opinion, the most accommodating country?
I think that.
Does Spain have any rivalries that I'm not aware of?
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, sometimes it's that certain nations have not necessarily conflicts, but still almost they tell anecdotes about each other, and
we always say that Portugal is our poor neighbor
Really?
and France is our rich neighbor. So we hate France.
France, the rich neighbor.
Yes.
What?
And for
What?
France, Germany is the rich neighbor and we are the
Yeah.
poor neighbor. So that we hate France and we love Portugal.
Well, wait a second. But why would you call actually? Do you have any commonalities with French people? I'm not sure whether or not
That is because
there would be.
they, I don't know, because they are a bit more in the north, we have the frontier. Always in football we have some rivalry.
Wait a second, isn't Spain always better?
Normally it's always better.
Yeah.
Like now we are
The
much
interesting
more
thing is that Germany is quite good in the last 10 years, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, that's one interesting aspect for sure. But other than that, it seems to me Spain, but because Spain has the biggest also league, right?
Yeah,
For
Spain
football.
Spain has the biggest league, like football league in
You
the
know,
world.
you know what, dude? You need to explain me how the hell are they able to afford all those multi-million dollar euro players?
That's why
What's the deal? I'm always thinking, all right, they are just doing some shady stuff, just some shady stuff, and then they just do, oh yeah, we got this money somewhere.
okay, it's 220 million euros
Yeah,
for Neymar, for example, right now.
he went to France, right?
Yes, he went to PSG, but I don't know.
The rich French.
Yeah, they football takes so much money in Spain that I don't really know where it comes from, and yeah, it's like thousands of millions of euros, and
It's gigantic.
it's
Gigantic.
It's really a lot of money. It's the league that moves more money. Everybody knows the smaller football teams in Spain. You ask people from Sevilla team, and they know some football player. You
Mhm.
ask for Betis team or some, and everybody knows. And
Yeah.
I am asking for Anderlecht in Belgium, and almost nobody knows which team. I don't know anyone from here from Riga. I don't know what is the
Dude,
any
Dude,
national.
I would either. I wouldn't either. I think we have Riga FC. I think so.
Really, so
I guess the most popular sport when it comes to team sports is either basketball or hockey. I'm not sure whether or not Spain has a hockey league. I know Germans have.
we're pretty good with the females in hockey.
Really?
Yeah, we have a really nice in the female team and hockey. But actually, everything is so focused in football that now we won like 3-4 medals in other sport, and it doesn't matter because Messi changed the hairstyle.
Ah. You know what? Though, I think because he used to have those blonde hairs, right?
Yeah,
And it seems to me that they always do that when they start using ecstasy or something like that. You know, they get enlightened. See what I mean?
yeah, I know what you mean.
I mean, and they start getting tattoos.
Exactly. It's like that.
So like a rapper or something like that.
I hope they are not starting to do it in the face.
Yeah. I see what
Please.
you mean. Those eardrops and stuff like that. Yeah, teardrops rather. Actually, I wanted to ask you about Portugal. Is it true that Portuguese is just Spanish with more sh?
Yeah. Well, maybe Portugal people, they always say that they understand Spanish, but we don't understand Portuguese, and
Oh, really?
that's true. Yeah, Portuguese sounds maybe with more s than Spanish, and Portuguese, let's say, is a combination between Gallego, that is in the north of Spain, and Spanish. So it's something similar, something between.
Another interesting aspect about Spain, you have at least one or two regions who are almost autonomous, right? So what's up with that?
We have some conflict. Let's say conflict.
Is
yes.
it a conflict?
Yes, it's a big one.
Because for instance, Russians do have several, I guess they call them autonomous republics, but they are still considered just in the territory, but either way, they are almost autonomous.
They are not autonomous. Actually, they are in the process that they want to be autonomous.
Like a separate country?
We have Catalonia
Wow.
and País Vasco that they want to separate. They are going to do referendum in, I think, 1 month and something like this.
Oh, really?
Yes, and they want to choose if they want to be part of another country, or let's say create another country, or to continue in Spain.
And how big a population are they?
I don't know how much the population of Catalonia. I think it's like around 5 million people.
All right, that's decent. I mean, Latvia has less than 2.
Mm-hmm.
So there you
Spain
go.
is like 49 million people.
Well, you are big, just
Yeah.
for sure.
So Catalonia it will be like 5, 6. I'm not sure, but I think
And where do they do those bull shows? What's it called? The matadors.
What do you mean?
Well, you have those. What's it called? Those festivities where you have the bulls chasing you.
The bullfight. you
Yeah,
mean?
yeah. And the bulls.
In Catalonia it's forbidden. In Catalonia we don't have it. In the north of Spain it's almost forbidden everywhere. We have mainly in Andalusia and Castilla-La Mancha.
And that is in the south.
This is in the south, mainly in the south. We have a lot in Sevilla. We have in Cordoba. We have in Castilla-La Mancha and some other places.
Mm-hmm.
I am not really fan of bullfighting actually. But
How come?
there is a lot of people who love bullfighting.
Well, that is something unique, isn't it?
It is unique.
Where else could you see that?
That if we start with this, it can be a really long conversation. I mean,
How come?
yeah, because bullfighting, I like so many kind of activities or festivities, but that they don't include animal suffer. I don't mind that you are whatever you want with yourself or with the rest of the people. When you are using one animal for having fun, I totally disagree with this. It's like,
oh, so you are with what's the organization? PETA? That organization?
I'm not part of the organization.
No, but you represent those type of standards. Because I think they are against all what's it called, animal cruelty.
There is many in Spain. I think that only 5% of the population in Spain likes bullfighting. Really?
Now you're just BSing me.
We can ask to people, and like
but how come then it's still done if only 5%?
Because it's move a lot of money, and because
really,
yeah, it's move a lot of
where
money.
From where?
It's a cultural stuff that they say that is owned by Spain, and they don't want to change it because let's say that a lot of people are working from this. You
mean the bull industry?
Yeah, the bull industry.
People in the bull industry.
Yeah, there is a lot of people in the bull industry. People who take care of the bulls. People who
just farmers.
Who train?
They're just farmers.
No. They are not just farmers. There is really like categories of bull. There is a bull of Lydia. This is like the most important one, and it's like really appreciate, and you have to pay a lot of money if you want to have one of them in your bull place. And,
but it's a small market then, isn't it? Because then it's just Spain almost exclusively.
And
right?
in Latin America you have some bullfights too.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Really? Where?
I don't know exactly, but
I just thought they just like to eat.
In Mexico.
No, like to eat them. Argentina has world famous steaks, right?
I think in Argentina there is bullfighters too.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
I think there is. I'm not sure, but I heard that they have some bullfighters over there. Yeah, but mainly in Spain we have this bullfight.
And it's an old tradition, right?
It's an old tradition. I don't know.
What do you actually get taught in school about Spain? Because technically you are badasses when it comes to the at least Middle Ages, right? You conquered the seas, right? You basically conquered the whole Latin American region, right?
We said that in Spain we have a sentence for.
Wait a second, you discovered America as well, right?
And 14, yeah. America was discovered already. Was people living there, but we say we discovered it, of course.
Right.
We have a sentence to say this, that en España nunca se pone el sol. It's like
sol is something with salt.
No, it's with the sun. In Spain, when it was the 1492, we said in Spain the sun never went down because it was always sunny, because we have from America to Europe, so we always have sun.
I get it.
Everywhere.
So do you feel anything related to when it comes to Latin America nowadays? I mean, do you Well, so that's why I asked you, what do you get taught in school about Spain in a broader sense? We are the number one. Don't listen to what the others tell you.
Actually, in Spain, they teach us about how we conquest and that we didn't do so bad stuff to the people that were there. Like,
Well, that wouldn't be that. I mean, what? I mean, those are just some things in the past.
yeah,
But what's the situation in the present? In a way that
how we feel if we
Yeah,
feel
yeah,
like
yeah.
the mother of Latin America.
That's what I mean. Because Spanish is what the third most.
The second most language
Yeah,
after
it's-
English.
Yeah, it's quite.
I think we don't feel the mother of Latin America anymore. Maybe they feel that they are like the little kids, but I don't think so anymore. Actually, they left already time ago, so we are kind of separate.
Mhm.
But they still like to come here. I think they take Spain as a point to come to Europe. Like, let's say they come from Latin America to Spain. Here they start
Do
to
they?
create something, and then they can go to France or find a job to Germany or to some other places.
But isn't Latin America better than
Just-
Europe?
Right now, maybe it is better.
I mean, not in the whole continent, but in certain areas, it must be.
But actually, like from 2004, 2005, it was a lot of people from Ecuador, Venezuela coming to Spain because it was much more better here and they were having really nice job here in Spain. But now actually the immigration just start to go back. So people who were coming here, now they are coming back to their places because now Chile and Argentina and almost everything is going better than in Spain. So they are coming back to their own countries.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. It
So-
was.
So
Yeah,
so
exactly.
what do you feel like Spain? What's the situation right now, at least economically?
Economically, we had a really bad situation.
I mean, look from the perspective of a dude in Latvia. Yeah, I've heard that there was a debt crisis, but then again, which country doesn't have debt, right?
But we are the second after Greece, and this is really bad.
Yeah, but still, you're still eating, you're still paying electricity bills. So, I mean, I didn't get the point. What's the big crisis over there? Because I think Spaniards are just pretty chill when it comes to well, financial papers, in a way that, you know, if the economy is running, then who cares whether or not the country has debt or not? It doesn't really matter.
Yeah, but it's not the debt.
Because America has, I don't know how many trillions, right? And it's still going.
But it's more that the really people suffer poverty there. There is many people who has nothing to eat, or
Wait, really?
yeah,
What?
or
Come
the
on.
banks. Yeah, really, it's like this. We are having this. The banks are taking the houses because
Well, that's all over. That's
yeah,
all over. Yeah.
they are taking the houses, or many people like 10 years ago bought some houses, some cars, and now they cannot pay because they lose a job.
The same here. The same here.
Yeah, but
That's for sure.
in Spain, but was really really strong because we start to build a lot. Like in from 2005, 2004, we call it the burbuja inmobiliaria. It's like the volume of the building. We start to
Oh, real estate.
grow
yeah.
like
Real estate bubble.
it start to grow, but then it doesn't disinflate, but just explode.
The same.
Yeah.
It was the same in Europe, right? All over.
It was the same,
Yeah.
but
So you just have better weather.
we have
Better weather, and that's it.
we have just better weather.
So that's why I'm asking, why would it be called a bad situation for Spain if you basically had the same situation as everybody else? You just have nicer weather.
Because actually we have one of the most corrupted governments in Europe.
How do you measure that? I mean, everywhere you go, every time people say, "Well, our government, all those politicians," oh, well, except maybe Canada. Except maybe Canada.
In Canada, they are nice.
Yeah. But other than that, everybody, all politicians, all government.
No, but it's
It's
true.
always the same.
Each second day, we have some news on the newspaper. This person and this one stole 100 euros. That person does 1,000 euros, 1 million euros. Every day you see in the newspaper.
It's probably more subtle, right? It's probably it's thought of have stolen something, or there's an accusation that somebody did.
No,
right?
it is for sure. They found the money. They found the money, and they have proofs. But
wow.
you know, it's actually we were on the list. Spain were on the list like after Greece. We were in the list like the third one after really corrupted countries like Congo or Namibia or some places like this that they are really corrupted. Like we have lose a lot of money because of the corruption. I can tell you one example from Rajoy, our dear president. From the money of the government, for example, he bought a pony.
A pony?
Yeah, a pony.
Well, how much does a pony cost? Come on, like 50,000?
I don't know,
tops,
but it's
tops 50, 60,000 euros.
It's just an example of how they spend the money, or speech classes. Like we shouldn't pay for
a public official. Yeah, why not?
But if he wants us to pay for it, at least he should write it on
he will be able to tell we are bankrupt and with perfect pronunciation.
Not like now that he's doing like this. I like him actually. He's really nice. He did better thing than other ones, but he is doing some bad stuff. Like, I mean, each one that was in the government did. Each one has the good things and the bad ones, and this one is not the worst, I have to say.
So, and which one is the best?
Which one was the best?
Yeah,
I can't say.
Spain, because Spain is still what's the official status? A kingdom?
Yeah,
a kingdom,
Reino de España.
So what does the king still do?
The king actually
basically nothing, right?
Nothing.
He
Yes.
just travels all over the world and spends taxpayer money, right?
Yes.
And what do you think about kings in general and kings in Spain?
Actually, now the princess of Spain, that is, I don't remember, she's 9-10 years old. She's having like, I don't know, 1,000 euros per day or something like this.
Sounds reasonable.
Yeah,
why not? I mean,
she's 9-10 years old, and she's having per day like 1,000 euros. Why? Because
she's the princess.
What I think about the king, I think that if it's not that bad that we have a kingdom, but if you want still to have it, let people vote if we want it or we don't want it anymore.
Is it possible to vote?
It is not, I guess, because we didn't do it. But actually, we thought that we will do it after Juan Carlos I. Now we have the son of Juan Carlos. We have Felipe. But we thought that Juan Carlos I will ask people if we wanted a new king, but he didn't ask. And we really want, maybe 70% of the population, 80% of the population will say, yes, we want the king. We don't want republic. Or, I don't know, really. But if you don't give the option to people get mad.
Do Spanish people get often mad?
I think
politically, socially.
I think we speak a lot, but we are not doing almost anything.
Because I'm not sure whether or not I would be able to remember any news coverage of Spain having any riots or something like that. But you probably do have some riots, right?
We had
at least France does once in a while have some riots.
We have some strikes like on the street. Actually, we stop a lot. Like we are quite calm. But we have, for example,
because you have the good ganja, right?
we have the best, I have to say. But about the kingdom, I said that we could have it with less money. They could stay there, and they are doing a job more like speaking with other countries and traveling and having some relations.
Just regular stuff.
Yeah, but. Instead of going in a private jet, they could go in a business class, or it's not. I mean, I am not telling you that they have to go in a tourist class, but instead of paying 1 million euros for a trip, 20,000 euros.
It's being paid by the taxpayer, right?
Yeah, of course.
Man, that's
yeah.
they should have some real assets that just could get the money, right? Doesn't the king have, let's say, a bank?
They have a salary. As a king
salary.
or the princess, they have a salary.
They probably have some properties as well, right?
Yeah. They have a lot of properties.
Yeah.
They have a lot.
So they have businesses under their belt.
Mm-hmm. So if they have the properties, they can earn money even if they have the salaries.
Mm-hmm. What would you say the best thing about Spain nowadays is?
The best thing about Spain?
Yeah, if it's not the king, if it's not the corrupt politicians, if it's not the too hot summers.
The people. We are really nice people in Spain.
You probably have different regions with different types of people, right?
Yeah,
because you're a big country.
Yeah. We are a really big country. Well, we have the foreign people, but in general, people in Spain, we welcome. Let's say almost everyone is welcome to our country.
And who is not welcome?
I don't know. For sure, somebody who doesn't want to benefit Spain won't be welcome in Spain.
But most people who go to Spain, they just want to party, right?
Yeah, for sure. Now we have a problem with British people there.
The British?
Yeah, they
Really?
get crazy in Ibiza, for example. We have
British?
Yeah,
British, real British people? I mean, real British people?
Maybe not the real British, but the animals British.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So Mallorca is also a Spanish island, right?
Yeah. Mallorca is a Spanish island.
And mostly populated by Germans, right?
Yes.
Right? Yeah. And
It is full of Germans. And Ibiza is full of British.
Ah.
We have like 2 islands that they are for them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Have you been to both of them?
Yeah, I have been to both of them. And it's true. It's like this, completely. You have the menus in German, but you can see if they are in Spanish or not.
Mm.
And in Ibiza, you have waiters that they speak in English, but they don't speak in Spanish.
For real?
Yes. It's
Wow.
really, it is like this.
That's
And
interesting.
The best thing in Spain, you asked me, I think more the people is you have really nice beaches.
Did you go to our beaches?
I didn't go. It's nice in the Baltic, but it's really cold, isn't it?
I wouldn't say so. At least not in the summer. You
No?
just need a little bit more sun to make it more enjoyable. Other than that, it should be fine. Because I'm not sure whether or not that's true, but I guess we have one of the biggest shores in terms of the meters of sand from the sea
Mm-hmm.
to the land.
How
'Cause I'm
many?
not sure, man. It depends on the area, but sometimes even several hundreds of meters.
But in Riga, you have a beach.
Yeah, we do in Riga as well.
Yeah, when I was coming by the plane, I saw that it was one beach. Actually, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Just in the end of the river, start from one point. Yeah. True. Mhm.
Because there's the shoreline, and then most of the time there's a, I don't know, I wouldn't call it a small hill, but still some bump,
Mhm.
right? And then the sand just continues. And so let's say if the weather is not so good, then you can actually just lay behind the bump, and the sun still shines, let's
Mhm.
say, but the wind doesn't blow, so it's pretty good.
Nice.
And I've heard that it's not that common in the world. That it's fairly unique when it comes to that situation with the bump and with the sand and all the situation together.
For example, in Ibiza, I was like 2 weeks ago.
Hmm?
We have one beach called Les Iletes or something like this. I don't remember. It's a beach.
You mean the name?
Yeah, the name. It's a beach that you can go walking like really like 100 of meters inside, and
Mhm.
there is like really small amount of water, and you can go to hills like a small island in the middle,
Mhm.
and you can go walking to them, and it's super nice, and the water is so clean. Actually, I am living in Murcia. I didn't say it. And in Murcia we have some Calblanque or
And that's more to the south?
It is southeast of Spain. So if here we have Catalunya, Comunidad Valenciana, here is Murcia, and here it's Andalucía.
Hmm.
So it's in the Mediterranean, a bit into the south,
Alright.
to the east.
All right.
and there we have a really nice beach and some natural parks, and we have a Calblanque that is a natural park, and you have a mountain to go hiking, and then it's end on the beach. It has an end on the beach, and it's really, really nice.
So would you say that, let's say I'll give you 10 million euros, would you still live in Spain?
For 10 million euros?
Yeah.
But what is, you give me 10 millions, and what is the option?
Well, just do whatever you want.
If I change the place,
give it to Greece if you like.
If you give me 10 million euros to change the place.
No, I'll just give you 10 million euros. What would you do it? Would you still live in Spain, or would you travel all over the world, or would you donate it to, I don't know, or start raising bulls? I don't know.
No, I won't donate it, I'm sure. What I will do with 10 million euros? I think I will travel for a while, but I think I can find a place better to live than in Spain right now.
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
Where? Tell me.
I think I can find
Egypt, Syria.
No. I don't think so. I have been traveling. I lived for 1 year in Belgium, 1 year in Poland. I visit.
Don't you need the beach?
Actually, I am living like 50.
I mean the Mediterranean beach, not just the regular beach.
Mm-hmm.
Just a Mediterranean type of climate.
Maybe it's because of the weather. I need the sun. I need a lot of sun, actually. Actually, after my year in Poland, I made a sun here in my shoulder, a tattoo, because I miss it so much.
Really?
Yes.
Just because you lived in Poland?
Yeah.
That's funny, dude.
It is.
Do the Polish people know about it?
Yeah, the Polish people know about it. And they were telling me, yeah, we know. Because I think the weather is more like here. Maybe there is even worse.
It should be better since it's a little bit more to the south.
Yeah, I don't know, but it was like 1 week without sun, and really, trust me, for me 1 week without sun is so bad. I need the sun. I'm like a charmeleon. When the suns appear, I was going outside the house and doing like this. Yeah,
I can imagine. Yeah. I can imagine. So what did you do in Poland?
I was on a EVS, European Voluntary Service.
Is that the organization who just allows you to travel to some place, work for free, but you still get accommodation, food? Right?
Yeah, exactly.
So why is it so popular? Just because many people would like to travel? Because it's for several months, isn't it?
I did it for 1 year.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Mm-hmm. There is two options. You can do it for from 3 weeks to 2 months, or for 2 months to 1 year. You can choose. It can be 6 months, 9 months,
right.
1 year.
Yeah.
And it's so popular because it gives you the opportunity to learn if you want to do something or not. Because there is many different projects about tourism, about video or computing, about I don't know. I did one about people with disabilities.
That's probably one of those most popular ones. Something with disabilities.
Yeah, with disabilities, one of the most common, or schools or orphans, or this one is the most common.
So you did something in Poland with people with disabilities?
Mm-hmm. Actually,
what? You got drunk.
In Poland, yeah, I got drunk many times. Really, in Poland, the people love to drink vodka.
Vodka?
Vodka.
I thought they drank beer.
Yeah, but when they finish with the beer, they start with vodka.
Ah, do Spanish people drink beer?
We drink mainly beer. Yeah, mainly beer or wine. We don't like too much the spiritual drinks. We drink it if we are in a party, but not like really common. If we are at home, we don't drink it. I can say we don't, but like in general, we are not doing it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's probably the ones who get a colder climate who like the stronger spirits.
I think it is like this. Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, but they drink so much. But I mean, it's okay.
So what did you learn in Poland? For in 1 year you need to come up with something.
I learned some Polish.
Come on. So
I learned how to make malina nalewka.
Is that a dish?
malina. You call it here the same, isn't it? Malina, the fruits. Malina
No.
is a fruit. I have some in the fridge
Malina.
that I bring it. I bought in the supermarket here.
No, man. Malina.
Malina is like a berry.
All right.
It's mainly of water. It's really a small red spot together.
All right.
And I learned how to do alcohol with these berries.
Oh well, it's sort of like with every fruit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I did it with this because
so
I love it.
Polish people just taught you how to brew your own illegal brew.
Yes.
Good work, EVS.
That's what I learned.
So what did the disabled people do? To you, with you, against you, for you?
Mainly against me. No, I'm kidding. Actually, I learned a lot from them because they show you mainly what they can do with their skill. They have remained with the things and how motivated they are to learn.
What was your duty there?
My duty was really simple, I think. It was like more about
pushing them over. Come on, get up. Motivator.
Mainly like daily task. Like
an assistant.
Yeah, more like assistant. It was volunteer style. We didn't have too much.
Did you see some nasty stuff as well?
What do you mean with nasty?
I don't know.
I see some guys like to hit people ass or this kind of stuff. You mean?
No, but that's just you mean he meant it as a compliment to
a
girl assistant?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, come on. It's just let him have his fun.
Not really
with
bad.
His one arm or whatever.
Not really bad stuff. No, I think they are actually really. They are really nice.
And does it mean that Polish people go to Spain to help the Spanish disabled?
Actually, they can go to Spain or they can go to any country. In Erasmus.
Wait a second. Did you choose Poland?
Yeah, I choose Poland.
Really?
I choose the project, not Poland, actually.
So that's what I would think. You would choose probably some warmer climate, right? If you had just here's the map. Choose whatever. Poland wouldn't be the first choice.
No, I will choose China or Australia or something like this.
Oh, Australia should be nice.
Yes.
I'm not sure about China. What would you do there?
I don't know. I think it's totally different culture. I couldn't imagine how to work there.
Have you encountered many Asians? Asian people. I mean,
yeah, here I found
originally Asian. I mean, from China, Thailand.
Here in Riga.
No, just in general.
In general, yes, and in Riga a lot too. I found walking on the street and I said, "Look at them."
Oh, wait a second! Didn't Spain have also those golden visas, or was it Portugal?
It is in Spain. They can open a business and they don't have to pay
and
for the first 5 years.
And they get the residence permit, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And they are
right. And yeah, many people have told me. Well, not many people, but Vietnamese. Acquaintance of mine told me that she knows a lot of Vietnamese who chose Spain over Latvia, for instance.
Yeah,
just because the weather is better.
They open a supermarket. They have the name of the father for 5 years. Then they change the name to the mother for other 5 years. Then change the name for the son for other 5 years, and they can be like this without paying taxes.
Wait a second, without paying taxes?
Yes, they don't have to pay a lot of taxes.
Are you sure that they are?
I mean,
under a different tax code.
Different tax code.
It's just that they can get a residence permit when they invest in Spain.
But even if they have some benefits, like they don't, for example, for the delivery stuff, they have to pay much less for sending packets. They have some convenio. I don't know who is this.
But are you saying that if Spanish people would like to do the same service, they would have to pay more?
Mm-hmm.
But that's total discrimination.
It is. It's positive discrimination.
That sounds impossible.
It sounds stupid and impossible, yes.
So
actually, I don't know what amount they don't have to pay, but I can tell you that Spain is full of Chinese markets, really. I don't know which kind of...
proper Chinese or just Asians in general?
I think mainly Chinese.
Really?
Yes. I think mainly they are Chinese. They are not only from Orient.
But so there you go. Your good weather attracted lots of Chinese people.
Yeah, but actually in China they have in some places in China they don't have such really bad weather. They have a nice.
Yeah, but
weather.
they probably have those polluted areas one too many.
The water, yeah, they have really bad water conditions. That's true.
So what would you say that means in 20 years from now? You will speak Mandarin?
Actually, that's really funny because when the Olympic game was going on in Beijing, I tried to learn Mandarin to go to there and to work, but it was impossible to learn in 2 or 3 months. It's so difficult.
It's ridiculous. Ridiculous.
I tried and I just remember now huaini, that means I love you, and it's the only thing I remember. I knew stuff like I want to buy a cat, I want to buy a dog.
Let's just put our cards on Google, that they make those translators just perfect, and then you'll just go wherever you want.
Yeah.
And can you imagine if you go to the Eskimos and then you just put your needed text into Google and then they just rub the phone with their nose? Oh yeah, I understand what you mean. Yeah. So the one thing I think about Spain is that differentiates you from the rest of the world is probably your sense of culture, in a way. Because I think most of the time, if you look at Italians, they had lots of what's it called, lots of small city states, and they became a united country just almost recently. And for the most of Europe it's the same. For the rest of the world probably the same, because in the early 20th century you still had many different empires running around. But Spain was Spain, right? It was just a kingdom of Spain for almost centuries, right?
It was the kingdom of Spain. After the Muslims conquered it and we reconquered, it was Spain.
After the Muslims. After the Muslims. So
Muslims were in the
Middle Ages, right?
Middle Ages.
Yeah. After that,
we were Spain all the time. Yeah.
That's what I'm asking. I mean, I think that's totally
600,
unique. Because even Germany didn't have that.
No, even
Germany didn't have that.
They were the Estados Federales. I don't know in English. Yeah, federal state. They were in Germany.
Yeah.
Small. Yeah, but actually, we have so much history that now we have many places that want their own history. As we said before, we have 2 places that want the independence, because we had so much history in our back that people want their own history. Let's say like this, like they want to be separate because they think they own their own country, like Catalonia or País Vasco.
Did they do that also in, I don't know, 100 years ago? 200
years ago, no. I think this is more recent.
It's just the mentality has changed, right?
It's changed because of
the
education.
Internet, the television and internet.
Yes, mainly about education. It's changed a lot, like in the last, let's say 40 years, 50 years. Now it's more. Now it's even more in the last 10, because maybe it's not more, but you know more it better because of Facebook, Twitter, and this kind of stuff that it's more visible that it's not that they don't like us, but that they want to be separate. Well, let's say that they don't like us, actually.
Really?
Some of them, yes. Some of them, they don't like Spain. They don't want to be part of Spain. They want to be separate.
So I don't get what's the point then for them? Because if you would ask anybody in the world, hey, would you like to be totally separate from a country? Most regions would say, yeah, for sure. Because it's just that, are you willing to really work for it? No, not really. I'm quite good as it is. Because it seems to me that they wouldn't go ahead and separate because it would be too much work. They just like to
pretend,
talk loud, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know really.
Because if there would be such a necessity, it would have happened by now. They had all the time in the world.
They have a lot of time, but I don't know why they choose this moment.
Did they do also some terrorist acts? Because I know in Ireland they did.
In Barcelona, we had now, but not. They didn't make a group. What you mean? If we have attack like in Ireland, like
Those separatists,
this
yeah,
group separatists? No, we don't have. We have ETA. Do you know about ETA? ETA was a
I've
group.
heard about it, yeah.
They stopped when I was, I think it was 10 years ago. They stopped already, ETA.
So those were separatist groups.
Yeah, but not in Catalonia. They were in the Basque country.
Ah.
That they want to be separate. They wanted to be separate of Spain too.
Hmm.
Now they still want to do it, but not with the weapons anymore. So there was a group called ETA.
Right.
And they made some criminals. They bombed some cars, some places.
It was.
They killed some
It was
policemen.
quite common all over Europe, wasn't it? In Britain they had that.
Yeah.
In Germany they had RAF. And I don't know about France. Those rich French.
I don't know about France, but I think it stops. And now the new enemy is other one.
What do you mean?
Like they are. The new terrorist is the Islamic State. That now they are calling themselves.
Well, it's a little bit further.
Yeah, it's
Right,
totally
to the
different
east.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, you were in Poland. You assisted disabled people, and you are an occupational therapist.
Yes.
So, what is an occupational therapist? We are almost 50 minutes in, and now I'm asking you the question I asked you at the start.
50 minutes, and now you start with occupational therapy.
Yeah.
I studied it like I finished 4 years ago, and it's a degree when you are try to help people
Right.
in the activity daily task. Like for example, somebody has a cerebral palsy, and they can.
What's that?
Cerebral palsy is syndrome.
Wow. Also, so a disease or
Yeah, it's a
condition.
disease.
Or
Yeah, it's a syndrome. Like you can see this. Let's say these people that.
Are you mimicking?
Yeah,
That's
I am trying to
Good
people
one,
to
good one.
understand what is the normal position that they can find. When you find somebody that is with this position, yeah, like a penguin.
Yeah.
Yes.
Looks cute.
Yeah.
Why not?
For example, and they can use only the head, or they can use only one hand. It's like with the remaining skills they have to
Alright.
how they can take a shower, how they can be as much autonomous as they can.
Does this disease happen in a short period of time, or are people born with it?
Like this one is people born with it, or during the birth they have some problem, or when they are really young they have some brain sick, like meningitis, and they can have this cerebral palsy, for example, or like Down syndrome that they have from the beginning.
So how did you choose to actually pursue such a career? Because it seems to me probably unusual for a young dude to choose occupational therapy, right?
I was going to choose nurse in the beginning, but asking to some friend that did some other stuff like nurse and physiotherapy, I start to search for another things more about sociology and anthropology stuff. So focus in the body, but more focus on the how people work together, or what is the meaning of the occupation for the people. Like the rituals, why people believe in something, and why each task that we do, actually we do it for some reason. So why people are doing this task, what is the meaning for them, and with this do the let's say the therapy for them. And I choose this because I think it was a really nice method and really natural way of therapy. Like, what can be better, like doing activity because everybody likes to do something in their life.
It's just depressing, isn't it?
It is depressing to be without doing anything, isn't it?
No. I mean, when you are on a day-to-day basis contacting people who are, let's say, disabled or just challenged in several ways that a regular person is not. It's just depressing, isn't it?
No, it's not. I don't think it is. You must be strong, but the thing that you receive is better than what you what you give to them. Actually, you give a lot, but you have to make a. I always call it the balloon, water balloon. It's like you must be empathic with them,
All right.
but not until you're getting sync. So you must be empathic until here. Don't let you go more.
Oh, it's like for any other medical profession.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. It's the same.
You know that let's say a certain procedure hurts, but you are not necessarily afraid to do it if you need it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
You just know that a person what he feels, but then again you know it needs to be done, and so it gets done.
And I don't think that you really need what is the feeling, because you can be in their position. It's really difficult to be in the position of somebody who is living 30 years with Down syndrome. It's really difficult to.
Down syndrome was the one with the eyes a little bit.
With the huge tongue, with the eyes like this, with the nose, with like this position.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's still they look like a bit like Mongolian people.
Yeah. I think I know. Well, we have the internet, but still.
Yeah.
I think I know. Yeah. Down
Yeah.
syndrome. So, what's the behavior of a Down person?
I think the behavior is just like the common behavior that anybody can have. The only different it can be about learning difficulties, mainly. They have quite a lot of learning difficulties, like for example, how to make a summatory, or let's say even for cutting some stuff. But they can learn, but they are slower. Let's say they are slowly learning the process.
They probably don't go to any particular careers, right?
They can go to some careers, but they need adaptations.
Assistance, right?
Yeah, let's say assistant or some adaptation for them, or something more simple to read. Like if you are giving a huge test like this big for somebody that can understand everything, so maybe you can give it a bit smaller, and they will learn everything, but in a more schematic way, or some stuff like this.
So, do you, as a occupational therapist, need to have an expertise in psychology as well?
Yeah, we are studying psychology, but we are not doing psychology therapy, let's say like this.
Well, therapy would be probably just a separate field, right? Psychological therapy.
Psychological is other field that is really big too, like how to change behavior of people. You can do it through the occupational therapy, but it's totally different way of doing it. Like
just a big punch to the head.
Yeah, exactly.
Occupational therapy. There you go.
Actually, right now we are doing a project. It's called Euroempleo. That starts is like.
Is that a Spanish word or something?
Euroempleo is meaning of euro. It's European employee.
Ah.
Euroempleo.
Ah.
Because it's financial or co-funded by European Union.
Yep.
So we have some money, and it's the first time it is going to happen in Spain. Let's say it's the first time that we will have a project, such a big project like this.
And what's the project about?
It's a project. It's about to, like, really simple way to say it is to find a job for people with mental health problems, or with ex-drug addictions.
Addictions?
Yeah, drug addiction, ex-drug addiction, or mental health problems. So we try to find a job. We go to labor market and ask for people that have some position. Okay, we have these 4 people.
Yep.
You will have these financials.
Wait a second. They get subsidized for taking an employee?
Mm-hmm. They have financial benefits.
But then the incentive for the employer is just to get the money.
No, it's not only this. This is one of the reasons, of course. You are going to take them in the beginning for sure, because you get the employee for less money. But in the end, you will see that when you hire one person with a mental health problem, or drug addict or ex-drug addict, you will see that as they had so difficult to go inside of the labor market, then they are really hard workers. They work really hard, and then you won't care about it.
I always thought that drug addicts are smart.
Are smart.
Well, think about it. If you need to have some resources to get your high, right? You start thinking, well, all right, what are my options?
It is true.
What is the situation with me, right? What is the shortest way from A to B, and stuff like that. So they just inevitably they just train themselves to think. Of course, the logic is not necessarily directed to the most constructive ends, but still,
it is destructive. But yeah, it's chaotic. Actually, in
doesn't Spain have a flourishing narco business as well? They should. You probably have big ports, right? Yeah, probably big connections to several big countries.
We had a lot of
Asia,
of narco
Africa
during the old period. Now we have a lot as we had during the. Actually, I think the worst period of it was in the 18 with the movida madrileña, we call it la movida. We have a lot of heroin moving through all around Spain. We have many problems with addictions.
Big business.
Yeah, we have a lot of problems. Right now we have it.
Do you really consider drug addiction a problem?
It is a really huge problem. Because
I mean, think about it this way: if heroin would be as cheap as sugar, right?
But sugar is really addictive.
It is. It's still available for everybody, right? So if heroin and cocaine, everything else would be as cheap as sugar, would you consider yourself more at risk of using it? Considering all that you know, being educated as you are, just totally dump the price of heroin. Now it's as cheap as sugar.
The price.
Would you consider it a problem?
This is like tobacco. In Georgia, is 1 cent, and it's continue being a drug. It doesn't mean that the price change that it's a drug or not. Drugs. The meaning of drug is that it's changed your brain connection. It's changed your structure of your body. It's made a change. Actually, sugar is a legal drug.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is, and alcohol it is a legal drug, because the government have benefit of it. It is the only problem. If heroin will be.
So what you're saying is just to legalize heroin and tax it.
Yes.
I see your point.
Yeah, or marijuana is the same.
Wait a second, but doesn't Spain already have some decriminalization, legalization going on?
In Barcelona.
I've heard about some clubs, but I'm not sure.
Yeah. It's true.
I'm not sure what that means.
We have clubs
or cooperatives or something like that.
Cooperativas.
Yeah.
We have it right now. So now you can buy and smoke inside.
Legally. Oh, there you go.
Yeah, you can buy. I don't know if maximum 3 grams per day. Actually, I don't know. I am not part of the.
But your economy will be flooded with cash, right?
Yeah.
Do foreigners get to go as well?
Foreigners.
Do the rich French get to go and spend all their euros?
Actually, in Barcelona, is plenty of them. In Murcia, they grow a lot, but I think that there is many of them, and a lot of people are going to smoke there. The bad thing that they are taking is as a point of selling drugs. They are not taking as a point like they were thinking that it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be like a place where you go, you smoke, you enjoy your time, and then you go. But no, now people go, buy it like 3 grams, and then go home. And you shouldn't take out the weed from the place when you buy. It's illegal to do this.
Oh, so you cannot take it with you?
You cannot take it with you from the association.
But people do.
Yeah, people do it all the time.
Well, I guess they already kind of knew that it will happen.
Yeah. Actually, you can take it, but if you smoke something there, let's say like this, it's not like kind of legal. But if you are smoking there, you spend some time there, you're like part of the association, part of the community. So then you can leave the place. But now we are having in Spain some conflict. They are closing some of these places because they are asking now for the permission. Like, where is the plants that you're supposed to have? You can have 1 kilo where is the kilogram of plants, because it's supposed to be inside the place. So if you want to sell
That's just logistically so
yeah.
difficult.
Yeah, if you want to sell marijuana and you're supposed to sell 1 kilo, you should have the 1 kilo there. You shouldn't have more or less.
Yeah.
And it's supposed to be there, the plant. Yeah.
Well, still, you Spain is getting rich. My that would be my guess.
Yeah, Spain is earning a lot of money from marijuana mainly. We have a really nice places
So
to grow them.
it seems to me you're on a good path.
I don't know if it's the correct way of growing with marijuana, because it's everything.
You will outgrow your problems.
It's everything going in the black market. Like I don't know who see that money. I don't know if
The football players. Now we have the connections. Now we have the
we come back to
scheme.
the beginning.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Do you play yourself any sports?
I used to play canoeing. And
What's that? You
row-
mean the canoe?
dragon boating?
Ah,
Dragon boating. Yes, I was doing that for 3 years, but I stopped. And now I am doing climbing.
it's mostly done in the canoeing mostly done in rivers, right?
Yeah, actually, we have in Murcia we have a salty lake. It's the only one that there is in. There is only 2 in Europe, and it's really really nice to have this kind of sport. It's called Mar Menor, and they're doing so many kind of canoeing or rowing or